Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Monday Morning Azimuth Check. My name is Larry Moss. I'm the president of Azimuth Consulting. And thanks so much for either joining me live for a couple minutes or on replay. I really appreciate it and would love to hear your input on what you gain, any value you get out of these conversations. So many of you that's been following me for a while know I love to watch soccer, and we're our family. We're watching the World Cup right now, and there's always lessons to learn during the World Cup. And but sometimes, in order to see them, you got to pay attention and listen under the noise, okay? Because there's definitely a lot of noise, a lot of drama sometimes. But over the weekend, I recognized something with some great teams. All the teams that are in the final 16 are are great teams, but some showed some discipline in areas that I think can apply to us as leaders, business, and even personally. So I saw three critical points over this weekend that I want to talk to you about, and they apply to our growth, our development, and our success. The first one is that success is built on mastering the fundamentals before changing any complexity. So the best teams usually do the simple things well. There's spacing, there's passing, communication, positioning, timing, discipline, and above all, trust. They may have star players, but their success is not dependent on their constant brilliance. It's based on repeatable fundamentals. The same is true in life and leadership. We often look at the next big strategy, book or tool, certification, or this newest breakthrough. But growth usually comes from consistency, consistent practice of the basics, self awareness, emotional discipline, clear communication, follow through, reflection, preparation, and accountability. So the question becomes, what fundamental skills am I practicing consistently enough that they become part of who I am under pressure? That's what we see in these soccer games, right? There's pressure, and you see who the true players and the true teams are, because when that pressure arises, we rarely rise to the level of our intentions, but we fall to the level of our preparations. Number two, trust the process, but keep developing the people inside the process. You see, strong teams don't succeed just because they have a strategy. Everybody's got a strategy. They succeed because the people understand the strategy, trust one another, and know their role within it. Okay, they're not looking to be someone else. They're committed to becoming the best version of themselves inside this shared system that we call a team. Now, for personal growth, this means we need a process we can trust, not a random collection of goals, but a rhythm, learning, applying, reflecting, adjusting, and repeat. See, growth becomes sustainable when we stop reacting to every obstacle and we start returning to the process that develops us over time. In organizations and in life, people often fail not because they lack potential, but because they lack a trusted structure for developing that potential. So now the question becomes, do I have a growth process I can trust? Or am I constantly changing direction based upon comparison, pressure, or emotion? And finally, the third thing that I saw was adapt without abandoning your identity. Now, great teams do pay attention to their opponent. They have to, but they don't let their opponent define who they are. They make adjustments, but they don't become reactive. That's the difference between a strategy and panic. In our personal growth, this is critical. See, life brings us competition, setbacks, criticism, unexpected changes, and moments where others seem to be moving faster. And it's tempted to abandon our values, copy someone else's path, or make an emotional decision based upon something that's not working quick enough. But lasting success requires identity based growth. You have to know who you are and who you are becoming, what principles guide you, and what behaviors you'll keep practicing, regardless of the environment you find yourself in. And this question becomes, where do I need to adjust my approach without abandoning my values, my purpose, or my long-term growth process? And overall, the deeper lesson in all of this is success is rarely about constantly reinventing yourself. And we hear that a lot. It's about becoming so grounded in the right fundamentals that you can perform with clarity, confidence, and discipline whenever the moment demands it. Thanks for joining me, and God bless. Have a great week, and remember, always check your azimuth.